Snickerdoodle quite possibly is the best cookie name in the world. Hi everyone, it's Tash and welcome to another Wednesday recipe video. And today we are going to be making browned butter snickerdoodles. Timestamps are down below in the description if you want to skip the initial blah blah, but stick around to hear a little bit about what we're making first. Especially if you, like me, are British and you are thinking, what the heck is a snickerdoodle? I thought I knew snickerdoodles because growing up I kept seeing them in American holiday movies, I kept hearing about them, but we never got them in England. I grew up really wanting to try them, and then somebody gave me Nigela's How to Be a Domestic Goddess cookbook as a gift, somewhere in my early teens, and I noticed that Nigela had a snickerdoodle recipe, but when I made it, it didn't look like the ones in the movies. Nigela does say that it's an adaptation of it, it's more like a cake-like thing that she made. And I was disappointed. Not really disappointed because they were delicious, but they weren't the kind of snickerdoodles I was thinking of. Fast forward to this Christmas many years later and I decided I'm finally going to make some authentic-ish ones. Now I say authentic-ish because there are so many different snickerdoodle recipes out there, and a lot of them say something along the lines of, this is the proper way to make them, but few of them are the same. So after reading a heck of a lot of snickerdoodle recipes, I'm saying snickerdoodle a lot, it's going to tie my tongue up, I came to a couple of conclusions. Number one, the most important ingredient of a snickerdoodle isn't actually the cinnamon, it's maybe the second most important. The most important is the cream of tartar. This is for two reasons. One, you need something acidic if you're going to add baking soda in a bake to make things rise, because the acid will activate the alkaline of the baking soda and create the fizzing effect that will raise your bake. But also too, that tang from the acidic cream of tartar, which is apparently a byproduct of the winemaking process, is essential in snickerdoodles. You cannot make snickerdoodles without cream of tartar. Cinnamon is the obvious ingredient. You're not going to not add cinnamon to a snickerdoodle. Which brings me to my second observation. A lot of recipes that use cinnamon only say that it's crucial you only add cinnamon, and a lot of recipes that add nutmeg as well as cinnamon say it's not a proper snickerdoodle without the nutmeg. Confusion! And to add to that, a lot of the older recipes I've seen on the internet only use vegetable shortening, so that would be Crisco if you're in the US, Trex if you're here in the UK, because apparently vegetable shortening gives the perfect chewy texture. No butter, but butter is very delicious and you'll see a lot of recipes using butter instead, and also some using half for the best of both worlds. So I decided to add nutmeg to mine as well as cinnamon and use half butter and vegetable shortening, and to make things more complicated I'm going to brown the butter because browned butter is also very delicious. Sorry about the lighting by the way, the sun is in and out of the clouds today again. One more thing, remember that cream of tartar is an essential ingredient, and one of the reasons why it's essential is to activate the baking soda. I hate baking soda. The only time I will use baking soda, also known as bicarbonate of soda, by itself in a bake is if there is no other choice. In fact, I think the only time I've used it is when I made cinder toffee, the honeycomb, because you have to use pure baking soda, bicarbonate of soda, to create that bubbly effect in the sugar. For anything else, I will use baking powder, which is actually a premix of baking soda and cream of tartar. Why do I hate baking soda? It tastes like pure metal to me, literally like I've taken a handful of pennies and shoved them in my mouth. And no matter how little you use it in any bake, I will taste it. Baking powder? I never taste it. So for this we'll be using baking powder instead of baking soda, but still adding a bit of extra cream of tartar for that tanginess. So with all that said, let's go to the kitchen and see how it's done. First we need to brown some butter, and remember for this recipe we're going to use both butter for flavour and shortening for the chewiness. So here's the butter part, we have 100 grams and this is unsalted. I'm going to turn the heat on to medium, and I'm going to melt this and then bring it to a simmer, and then I'm going to simmer and swirl it until it goes nice and golden brown. And then when you can see brown at the bottom, I'm just going to take a whisk, turn the heat off, and whisk this all together, and you can smell that lovely toastiness in there. Now I'm going to take this off the heat and I'm going to let it cool down completely. Next, let's preheat the oven to 180 degrees C. Now here I have my shortening. This is vegetable shortening, I use Trex. I think in the US you have Crisco. I have 100 grams of this. Scrape in my now cooled browned butter. It smells amazing. Now I'm going to dump in 280 grams of caster sugar. And I'm going to give this a cream together, so give it a good beating. Next I'm going to crack in 2 eggs. I'm also going to add about a teaspoonful of vanilla bean paste. It happens to be this whole tub, what's left of it at least. And give this a stir together. Now I'm going to dump in 350 grams of flour, and this is the part where I wish I used a bigger bowl. I'm going to add half a teaspoon of nutmeg, because remember I'm going to use both nutmeg and cinnamon in this biscuit mixture, but I'm going to save the cinnamon for the coating. 1 teaspoonful of baking powder, not soda, I'm using baking powder which is already a mix. And 1 teaspoonful of cream of tartar to give these cookies their signature tang. Finish off with a good pinch of salt. And let's give this a stir together. Perfect, and that is our Snickerdoodle cookie dough. Now we've got to make the spiced rolling sugar. Here I have 80 grams of caster sugar. I'm going to add a teaspoonful of ground nutmeg, and of course a teaspoonful of ground cinnamon. And I'm going to give these a stir together. Now all we have to do is put it all together. I'm going to take a tablespoonful of cookie dough, roll it into a ball, and roll it in our sugar. Place it on a baking tray, and we basically have to do this over and over again, and make sure you leave plenty of space between each cookie ball, and no, we're not going to flatten them down. And now we're going to bake these for about 10 minutes, just until they've flattened and gone puffy, not too long because we want them a little bit chewy. And you are going to make several batches of these because we've got still a lot of cookie dough left. These look good, so they're just browning around the edges, which is just where you want to stop baking. So it usually takes 8 to 12 minutes depending on how big you've made these cookies, and of course your oven, because every oven is slightly different. Now we've got to let these cool down completely. I've got another tray over here, let me show you. There we go, and I'm just going to pop these in while these cool, and then I'm going to make another couple of batches. Look at that crackly, crunchy goodness. They are puffy when they come out of the oven, and then they flatten a bit when they cool down. That is absolutely normal, and they smell delicious. Let's break one in half. Snickerdoodle! I love the crackles that it develops in the oven. I'm going to take a bite. Cheers! Wonderful. I'm so glad I put the nutmeg in now. It just tastes so festive. And the brown butter makes it even richer. It's chewy and fluffy on the inside, and on the outside it is crisp and crunchy. This is exactly how I imagined proper American Snickerdoodles to be like. So there you go, brown butter Snickerdoodles. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's recipe video, and I hope you'll join me next Wednesday for my next one. Get the full written recipe on my blog tashcakes.com. Follow me on Instagram, I'm tashcakes.tastes. And find me on TikTok too, I'm Tashcakes there too, but my handle is food in slow motion. Subscribe and hit the notification bell if you'd like to see more. Give this video a like if you'd like to help other people find it. Comment down below if you'd like me to make anything in particular, and I will see you all next time. Be good, be nice, and have a good week. Oh, and it's Christmas tomorrow when I post this video, so I hope you have a good one.